And hey there, Munchie Mafia! So, almost the end of vacation version 1. Um, I go back to work for a couple days and then I'm on vacation again for a week. So, first off, before we start with the kangaroo, I'm going to do something really quick because I wanted to show you how to do or put together char siu pork, which is also known as Chinese style barbecued pork. First, we start off with some soy sauce, and I'm using the low sodium soy sauce just so I can get rid of this damn crap. I don't like it. Don't like it at all. So about a cup and a half, and then we're going to put in about a half cup of mirin, and we're going to put in a little bit of sesame oil, like 2 tablespoons. Get rid of that too. And then after I get this all done, because we got to get this ready for tomorrow. Okay, hoisin sauce, which is actually really simple to make. I just didn't want to deal with that. It's too damn hot. Too damn hot. Okay, so that's about a quarter cup. We're going to give it about a teaspoon of fish sauce. And then we're going to put some molasses in there. Oh, crap. Honey, in the freezer, I left my ginger paste. And then we're going to do 1 packed cup of brown sugar. Get that out of the way. What we're going to do is I like to use the Thai ginger paste. It should be right there on the very top. Find it? Of course, it's all frosty. Wow. So I like the Thai seasoning paste because I like the flavor that it imparts. You can just use just plain crushed ginger. The thing I like about this is that I don't get all those nasty little fibrous hairs. Now we're going to just mix it all together. Now with the char siu pork, you can opt to put in the red food coloring or not. I prefer not. I mean, I don't mind it, but I like to avoid it as much as humanly possible. And you would basically put in a lot of red food coloring. Okay, so now we're going to mix this together. And then we're going to put our pork in it. And we're going to toss and toss and toss and turn and turn and turn until we've got all of it all nice and coated. I'm using the remains of my pork spare rib. I'm probably making more than I should, but I know that Timmy's going to want to have a lot of this because he loves char siu pork. Okay, last piece. And then what we're going to do is then take it and put it into a Ziploc baggie and let it rest overnight. You can let it rest for a few hours, but overnight is best. And now I'm covered in stuff, and now I'm gonna freak out. Crikey, mate. All right, then we'll get over to the kangaroo, and much to my surprise, there's actually 4 tenderloins in that. So we'll save the other 2 to show you a different preparation. Maybe we'll do like a kangaroo tartare. Under normal circumstances, I would not recommend that because, there's always potential for E. coli or toxoplasmosis. But since this has been farmed and whatnot, not, real kangaroos running around all over Australia, there's less risk. But we'll figure something else out. Maybe we'll do the Cornish pasties with that. Okay, next we're going to take these. We're going to put them in a bag. And then we are going to then let them sit on the counter for a little while. And then we're going to put them in the refrigerator overnight. They've been sitting out for a little bit. Take some of that, knock some of that chill off. God dang, that's going to be delicious. There we go. Pour the remainder in because you're going to want to turn the bag a few times so that they can all get nice and marinated. So there's that. Okay. I've just thoroughly made a mess. But that's okay. So I'm just going to set this over here. And we're going to get rid of all this because I am done with my knife and cutting board. And I'll just set that right there on the ledge and hope and pray that Winnie does not come along and knock it over. He's been a little bit of a dick lately. He tried to get in the shower with me. Actually, he did get in the shower with me. What the hell was that noise? Okay, that was weird. All right. I'm going to move some stuff around a little bit. That's for the... What we're going to do is we're going to take some of that cabbage because it was an awful large head of Savoy cabbage. And we're going to beer braise it with the remainder of that cottage bacon or country bacon, however you want to call it, just to try to get rid of it. Now, I've had to blot this because they are a little bit on the wet side. So we're going to just give it a good blot. So there's 2 tenderloins here. You always want to take a look at them and see if you're going to need to trim. This one's got a little bit of silver skin in there, but I might have to actually trim that out. So let's get the cutting board back. Just hope Winnie doesn't knock that over. It's going to be devastating. All right, let's see. Got a little bit of my marinade all over the cutting board. Up here. Not that it's going to hurt anything, but get that out of the way. So there's a little bit of silver skin right here. I don't think it's running all the way through, but we will perform a little bit of surgery here and just give it a little slit right there. No, that's all the way through. So kangaroo is a very, very lean meat. And it's actually very delicious. It's not minerally like some of the other exotics. But it can be a little on the gamey side. But we don't want that silver skin in there or else it's going to be tough. What I'll probably end up doing is just cut that out of there. Lop this piece off and we'll just make this one for the dogs. I missed a spot. Just go in and clean it up. Now what you could do is you could take that and just kind of tease it off. Silver skin, actually this one doesn't go all the way through, it lied to me, but we'll save that for the dogs. Dogs will love that. All right, and this one looks pretty clean. Just got a little tiny bit right there. I don't want that. So we'll just zip it right off. And sometimes you have to trim it up, but for the cost of this, they should have done a better job. Yeah, I know. But we got 2 meals out of it. So there we go. All right. That one's good. All right, with any kind of tenderloin, especially ones that are extremely lean, you want to actually over season. You want to really be really generous with the seasoning. And what we're doing is that's kosher salt. Then I got a little bit of coffee. I'm going to take a little bit of the coffee. This is just an Italian roast. And we're just going to pat it. And then get the pepper mill. Now the bitterness from the coffee is actually going to work really, really, really great with this. And just a little tiny smidge of ancho chili powder. Just a smidge. Oops. It'll be a little on the smoky side. There's a hornet's nest inside my grill, and I just don't want to deal with that right now. Plus, it's too freaking hot. All right, flip it over. Give it some more. Do a little bit more. So it's about half of a teaspoon of salt of what?
Good dog.
Huh? Oh yeah.
Your dumb bark.
I know. I wish she would learn how to bark. Okay, so there we go. I forgot what I was saying now. Anyway, you really want to be generous with the seasoning. All right, let's put that under there so that's gonna drip. Oh, got it all over the brick. Oh boy. All right, there we go. And we got dog pieces over there. We're gonna let that sit and rest for a moment. Now over here, what I have are some marble potatoes. And I'm gonna bring this over here so I can show you. But first off, I'm gonna say hello to everybody before I continue any further. So we got Mason and Main Girl, Greg, TRP, Juan.
That's a new name.
That's a new name. Hello and welcome. We have Viper, David Bennett. Did I say Greg? I think I said Greg.
Yep.
Anyway, welcome. This is not quite my last day of staycation. Okay, so now we got a pot. This is my little Le Creuset knockoff. And normally I would not recommend using this stuff, but because you're going to use a lot of salt in this water, you're going to put a lot of salt. Now this is going to make a mess of your stove when you get it to boil, but the result is just absolutely stunning. What it does is when you pull your potatoes out of the boiling water, when they're done, they look all frosty. There's another way to do this, but I don't want to fire up the oven. Okay, so I turn that on high. We're going to preheat our cast iron, show it a little bit of love, and give it a little bit of oil first. Give it a little nice wipe down. Get it all coated on the inside. It's already seasoned and everything, but I just like to get some oil on there to get it all started. All right. And next, what we're going to do, I needed my ancho. We are going to carry over that ancho into the gastrique. So we're going to put a little smidge of that in there. That's about half of a teaspoon. 2 pints of blackberries. Make sure you wash them and check them. They have a tendency to go cattywampus rather quickly. And they will get moldy. So make sure you don't have any moldy ones, and also some that are just dried out and looks ugly, but not that it really matters because it's getting turned into a gastrique. Then you got these little things. Okay. So Now we're going to add balsamic. Should have taken the top off this. All right. That should be enough. And the beer that we're going to use for the cabbage is Juice Dust. It's by Elysian. I have this weird love affair with Elysian and Space Dust and so on and so forth. So we're going to get this started. Let it do its thing. Move this around a little bit. Let's see. I think I'm done with that. I decided I'm not going to use the New Mexico. I'm just going to stick with the ancho. And so the current temperature in Western Washington is 96 degrees today. They said it was supposed to be hotter today, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it happening. It was pretty bad yesterday, though. Some of the stores, their refrigeration, their refrigerator cases that are inside the building were failing. And so they ended up having to grab all the food out of their open cases and their refrigeration and run them to the backs of their walk-ins to try to salvage as much as humanly possible. I'm sure there's probably going to be a lot of restaurants that are going to be like, nope, sorry, we're closing early because we don't want our staff to die, and we got all this hot equipment and it's raising the temperature in our kitchens, and so now all of our refrigeration is dying, that sort of thing, which I've seen happen. We had like 115, 118 degree days here a few years ago. And former boss contacted the news media to get them to come out and do a story on the business, that we were open and we had air conditioning and on the hottest days of the year, and basically made us stay. And it was horrible. We were taking turns going into the walk-in in the bar side to go hang out and not die. That sucked. Okay, so let's see here. See how coffee. Coffee just gives it a whole other flavor. It's hard to describe. I also use a similar rub to this on my prime rib, and it's outstanding. So, plus my allergies are just killing me today. Throwing the ungrateful guests out. Shouldn't talk about your parents that way, Tiger. So, let's see. Oh, there's Main Girl and Viper. All right. I probably should have started this water earlier. But we want the water to be at a pretty good boil, because we're going to boil those potatoes. And we're going to come over and check up on our beautiful blackberries. I hear a little bit of action going on over here. Now you want to be very careful with balsamic, because it turns into molten lava if you take your eyes off of it for too long, and you end up having to throw the pan away, because there's just no way to clean burnt balsamic out of there, unless you got some small children that you want to punish and set them in a corner with some metal scrubbies and tell them, okay, scrub it till it's clean. Probably wouldn't see them until like sometime around Halloween or so. We'll be good for the rest of our lives. Oh my God, Mom, don't make us do that again. sort of thing. So they're really smelling delicious. I better turn that fan on. Okay, so our pan is smoking. Is this not even on? Jesus Christ, it's taking forever. So if you don't want to do that, you can always use these things. There's grill mates. I decided at the last possible second that I wasn't going to give you guys the option to decide if we were going to be using those. Now we're going to need some oil in our rear one. We're going to turn that on. Put some oil in that and just smoke. Okay, so this is smoking hot. Turn that down for a moment because we're still waiting on the water. So tomorrow we're doing more Filipino food and some Chinese stuff. We're making pancit canton. There's different ways to make it. Actually, I don't need that anymore, so I can put that away. It's a noodle dish. It's kind of like chow mein. Let's lay this down over here. Let those flavors just soak in. So that's my beverage. Oops. What's going on here? All right. Keep getting stuff all over my gloves. All right, now we got the water boiling. Salt water does boil faster. So what we're going to do is we're going to just be kind of gentle on that. I don't want any splashback. So just, I don't want to have to deal with severe burns. So these are like little tiny potatoes. There's the purples, the reds, and the Yukons, baby Yukons, also known as marble potatoes or whatever you want to call them. Whoops. Pop. Whoops. All right. I want to get that water stirred around. Oh shit. Stirred around a little bit. There we go. Maybe put some more salt in there. Like I said, you really want to salt a lot of this. Yes, the rub is coffee, and it is ancho powder and salt and black pepper. Sometimes on my prime rib, I will also put chocolate and cinnamon. Huh? I use that on gamey meats too, like buttermilk, to draw that taste out. Yeah. Well, Kangaroo is not very gamey. At least the last several times I've had it, it's never been gamey. I think this is from the same farm that I got the last batch from. The label looks familiar. Okay, so now we're going to stir this around. And I got a new toy too, by the way. I got a new toy. I brought out my cake one and decided, you know what? I need one like this. And it is basically a little stand that allows me to put my plate on there and spin it around in circles. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's spinning. Is that a good view? Yeah. So, come on, turn off you. So I got that today. That showed up. I ordered it last night. I'm tired of having to try to spin plates while taking video. All right, so our potatoes are back up to a boil again. And like I said, you're going to find all this salt film all around your pan and all around your stove, and it's kind of looks like it snowed. All right, this is doing its thing. We're just going to let that continue to reduce. And we're going to check our pan back here in the back. We can start to give that a little bit of love. So we're going to give that some love. Just a little bit of oil. And then we're going to take our country style bacon and put that in there. Just like so. And subtle nod to our onesie women who I haven't seen all summer so far, because they've departed for a few weeks to go back home to South America until the next time that they're called to go back to Florida. We're going to give that a stirry stir. Give that a stirry stir. Our potatoes are looking nice. Now, Timmy likes his meat very well done. So I'm going to take the skinniest one and I'm going to put a little bit more, put just a little titch more because he has to have his well done. He does not like his animal to complain while he's cutting it with a fork and a knife. So. And with kangaroo, generally, it's recommended medium to medium rare. Yeah, family they're with family until next month. Hi, Hitch by Hitch. Welcome. Kangaroo, yes, heck yeah. This stuff is delicious. It's very lean. It takes to flavors very nicely. It's a little bit more forgiving than some of the other exotics. All right. We'll check on our blackberries. Give them a stirry stir. Our beloved country bacon is over here getting nice and happy. I gotta figure out a better way to set up this over the stove camera because you can't really see all of the stove. Shit.
Nice one.
Job opening. All right. Not so much for the onesie women's favorite squirtle. Sorry. Not sorry. All right. Now, going to, no, dirty hands, clean hands, or quasi clean hands. Take our cabbage, dump that in there. Blackberry gastrique is smelling really good. Don't hold your face over the top of that because what's going to ultimately happen is you're going to start gagging. The vinegar is not very forgiving when it gets up your nose. All right, now we got a nice sear on that. And shit, I forgot the goddamn butter.
Hey,
What? Huh?
language.
I said god dang.
Before that.
Oh, sorry. Not sorry. There. Yes, we are way out in the shadows of Mount Rainier. And the shop that I shop at, in case there are people from Western Washington, Tiger is from here, but he's elsewhere right now. I go to the butcher shop in Buckley, and it's called Blue Max Meats. It's on Highway 410. When they don't have what I want, I'll drive all the way out to Nisqually area to McKenna, which is a really nice place. I forgot another plate. I forgot a resting plate. See here. Grab that. So now we got frosting happening on the back stove. Okay, give it a touch. That's about medium right now. All right, now we're going to your wonderful cabbage tossy toss. And the reason why I paired cabbage with this is because I like cabbage, especially like Savoy cabbage, but this stuff is damned expensive. I don't want it all to go to waste. Some of it's going to get used tomorrow, but I'm going back to work on Thursday, working 2 days, and then off again for another 5 days. So we just got to figure out what we can do next on the next 5 days. I don't know how y'all feel about possibly doing another Cards Against Humanity or not. Having a bonus one. You tell me. We will do whatever you want. Well, within reason anyway. No, I'm not going to get naked. You guys do not want to see me naked. So, a little more salt over here. Stirry, stirry, stirry. The potatoes are really frosting up nice. This is a cake tester from Wilton. I usually buy these things by the case, so that I'm always constantly losing them. Good way to test your potatoes for their level of doneness. What do I compare it to? I almost want to say venison, but it's not quite venison. It's a little sweeter and it's a little less gamey. It has a natural sweetness to it that I just can't describe. At least for me, that is. Everybody tastes things a little bit different. So, yeah, strip poker is out, mean girl. All right. That's at about a medium well at this point. I don't want to drop mine just yet.
Mason said that.
Oh, Mason said that. I'm sorry. I don't have my glasses on, guys. So, yes, Walla Walla is where the prison is located. That's on the opposite corner, far corner from us. That's quite a ways away. That's not where I work. I don't work for that. I work for a city jail as the food service director. I kind of lost my love for working in restaurants. Got a little bit of spring still in it, but we're going to rest that one for a smidge. So whatever side was down the longest, you set upright. So we're going to let that rest for a little bit. And we're going to check our Blackberry Gastrique. Looking pretty nice. This cabbage is going to need some beer. We're going to pitch some beer in there. That should help to deglaze the pan. And I don't know about you, but I like a little bit of butter in mine. And I already did put salt and pepper in this. So I don't know how you like to have your cabbage, but I still like to have a little bit of body left to it. I don't like to cook it to death. So we're just going to let that go for a few more minutes. This here is doing well. Let's check our potatoes. They're close. Another few minutes. So I can actually start. I'm going to take, it's a dirty hand. Take some of those knobs of butter and I'm going to throw it in there with that. let that do its thing because butter always makes things taste better, right? That's why butter and better are so close. Mo better. Okay, there we go. It's got that country bacon in there. That extra fat will really be nice with this. Okay, so now we're going to drop mine down. I like mine on the medium rare, or just slightly above actually, because slightly above. And I got some onions. I'm going to give my pan just a little bit more love here. And we're going to drop some onions. Gotta have onions, right? Need to have onions. Drop the puppies down. Take the gloves off. Now, when it comes to kangaroo, temperatures do lie to you. There's no shame in testing it for level of doneness by sticking a thermometer in it, especially if you're a little bit afraid of some of the potential foodborne pathogens. But then again, you're also not out hunting wild kangaroo, so you don't have to worry so much as these were actually raised for this purpose. They didn't actually come from Australia. That's always a question that I get asked. Did it get imported from Australia? No, sorry, it did not. All right, so now we've reduced quite a bit. I'm going to take my spoon and we're going to just go in and just check it out. See how that goes. Wipe the line down in there. And it needs just a little bit more time. Oh, but it's so freaking oh my god, it's so delicious. Oh, it's so lovely. All right, get this out of the way because that's got raw on it. We don't want to cross-contaminate. Again, get my other cutting board out. Potatoes are almost ready. I'll show you the pan in a little bit. I'll show you how it gets all frosty. Pretty cool. All right. So there's that. Flip over the puppies one. And it's got quite a bit of give to it, so that's like not even close. And let's see here. Where am I? Where did I get the roux? I got it from a local butcher. The butcher shop carries a lot of different exotic meats. And let me dig the package out. I can tell you what farm it actually came from. Let's find it. Let's see here. Oh, where are you? Wallaroo or some silly ass nonsense like that. Where did it go? Bird food. It's the package for that. Oh, I left it in the sink. Here I'm digging through the garbage, but now I have to wash my hands. All right. Mallaroo. Malleeroo. And I wonder if the sticker will come off. It's actually a really pretty. Okay. So let's see here. Let's go over to the rain cam for a moment. I forgot I left it in the sink to let it drain. So Malleeroo, Malleeroo, premium kangaroo, sourced from only the finest gray kangaroo from the selected regions of Australia, wild harvested, sustainably sourced, premium grade, and I can't read that, premium something, premium or medium flavor. Macrogroup.australia.com. I guess this one does come from Australia. It's a different brand. So, according to this, let's see here. Storage and consumption. No. So the actual weight on this was 2.381 net weight at $26.99 a pound, $65.32. So that was 4 tenderloins. So when you think about it, $60. Cut that in half. That's $30. And you're cooking for 2 people. That's $15. So when you add up the rest of the stuff that goes with your meal, you know, you're still paying less than if you were going to a restaurant. Because if I were going to a restaurant, I used to work in a really fancy steakhouse. We had tomahawk steaks and all that other stuff. Okay, so not there. What am I doing? A meal like this would be, up in the $85 to $100 range. Okay. So cooking at home definitely has its benefits. Okay, so we're turning this off because this is actually really, I don't know about you, but I kind of like some body to my gastrique. I'm actually going to add just a splash of this rosé sweet vinegar, just to change the acidity just a little bit. Acid helps to bring out the flavor of the meat. So there we go. There's that. All right. So now we got that going. I'm going to return Timmy's back to the pan. I'm actually going to rest mine on top of the onion because that's about where I want it to be. And then we're going to hit it with a little smidge of pork. Unfortunately, my favorite port actually came from Australia, but it's no longer available. Now we're going to start popping that in there. That's the butter. Oh, and the garlic. We want to add the garlic in there. I like to do whole cloves. All right. Oops. All right. I'm going to turn. Oops, that's the wrong one. This is the rare one. So our potatoes are looking mighty fine. And as they start to cool a little bit, you'll start to see a real frosty effect to it. But we don't want to take them out just yet. We want to let them just do their thing a little bit. So I don't like to. Oh, what's doggies? The puppy's bites. I'm gonna put that on the pan. Where's the other one? There's the other one. I don't give them too much onion and garlic. So puppy's bites. All right, that was side down. Rotate that and just swirl it around a little bit. And that was down, so we're going to do that. Now we're going to take this, we're just going to let it reduce a little bit. Hit it with some parsley, just to give it a little bit of color. I'm going to go over here on the rear side and check out our cabbage, which is looking nice and pretty at the moment. And that's about the right texture for me because I want it to have a little bit of snap to it. It's got to have that snap. Yes, I'm licking my fingers and this is delicious. So nice to meet you, Hitch. Thank you for stopping by. We're doing Chinese and Filipino food tomorrow. All right. So, plate. Now, if you don't have port or if you don't like port, you can use another kind of wine. It's up to you, because whatever you cook with yours is strictly yours and yours alone. So own it. Make it your own. It's all right. You don't have to make it exactly the way I do. All right, here we go. Let that rest for a few. Now I'm going to come over here. We're going to grab our cabbage. Now we want to put a nice bed of cabbage down. Pretty much all down the length of this plate. I want to get some of these potatoes out. Show you what I mean by you let them cool for a few moments and then all of a sudden it's like you just get this real frosty effect to them. But the frosty effect does not last. It's not long lasting. So you want to hurry up and get it plated and then serve it out before that salt just goes away. So just going to give it a moment or two. I'll bring it over. Looks like, or that pan looks like. I'm going to move some things around a little bit here. Oops. Put that right on top there. But like I said, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a ring of salt all around this pan. It's all over my stove. And it's kind of freaky. So there you have that. All right, let's come over here. Get back down there for a moment. All right. Let's see how everybody's doing. Yes, the onions smell delicious. What are you doing? Standing outside my house? Oh yeah, and my spoon has got this thing of salt just stuck to it. So, all right. All right, I'm going to bring this over to the ring light so you can see. Hopefully you can see it. But now they're all nice. Now that the steam has died off of it, they have this frosty appearance to it. They just look really pretty, and they're freaking delicious. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's what that looks like. All right. And then we're going to out. And they kind of have a crust. Now, there's another way that you can do this. And the way that you would do this is egg whites and a lot of salt, and you pack them into a pan and call it a day. So I'm going to put 3 there, 3 up here. Actually, I'm going to put these 3 over here. So 3 and 3. Set that aside for a moment because I need to have room for this little ramekin. All right, so there we have that. Now I'm gonna carve up Timmy's just to show. Let's see here. This one's Timmy's right here, and we're gonna do a bias cut. I'm going to hold the knife at an angle. This actually is a little bit on the medium well side. But if he doesn't like it, he can always put it in the microwave. Yes, I said that. Okay. So there we have that. Fan it out so you can see all the beautiful goodness right there. God dang, that's good. All right. And then, see, that's a really hot pan, so I'm going to just drag this on over here for a moment. Take a little bit of that onion and that garlic. I'm just going to put a little spoonful of it on top with some of that butter. Get a little bit of that browned butter, if I can. I don't know how to do that with a plate in hand. There's that. I've made a mess all over the place. There we go. And then the Gastrique. You know, those birds, they got spoiled today. They got dried cherries and you got dried cherries and Oregon hazelnuts, Western hazelnuts as a treat because Timmy could not find the regular peanuts that they usually get. So there's that. Everybody. And just a little sprinkle of green on top and all around. And there we have it. And that's how you make donuts. Piranha Yes, the Piranha has awakened. Now the Piranha really isn't a Piranha. He's more like a T-Rex-a-keet. All right. Munchie Mafia. So there's the money shot. See how nice and glistening and frosted those potatoes look? They're so good. You pop them in your mouth and they just melt and just has a perfect amount of salt. It's like they're kissed with salt. So there we have it. Kangaroo. Oh my goodness, it's so hot in here. Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Oh. Yeah, he is eating good. Oh, when I said kangaroo, he just kind of looked at me like, I don't know. I know he'll like this. So, Munchie Mafia, tomorrow is the last day of my vacation. And so...
Until next week.
Yeah, exactly. And then I got another one in August sometime, and then another one in September sometime. I got to burn off 80 hours, so I burned off 20 this week, going to burn off 20 next week, and then following week's another 20, and then the following is another 20. So you guys got me for a lot this summer. So not like Derek and his marathon, but you know, it is what it is. I have a job that I actually have to go to. Or I wouldn't have a job. So, Munchie Mafia. Here we have kangaroo with a coffee rub, some frosted potatoes, beer braised cabbage, and some blackberry gastrique to dip your steak in. So that's going to be it for tonight, Munchie Mafia. And so remember to cook with love and eat with passion. Have a good night. Love you. Take care.